Okay, I think I'm good on the setup. Probably should have started this a little bit earlier, but move over to here. How's it going, everybody? It's been a little bit, but I hope you're all doing well. I am doing okay. I am fighting off Nurgle's infection currently. Turned out last stream or the day before last stream, I was getting sick. And I've had to deal with that this weekend and all that. So that was fun, but we're back at it. We keep going. I've been resting, making sure I'm drinking enough fluids. Make sure you take your vitamins and you drink like vitamin C and water and all that stuff this time of year, because you don't realize it, but you can get dehydrated pretty easily and your immune system will, I don't want to say be in shock, but like you're more prone to getting sick than you realize. So anyway, with that being said, we are continuing the Space Marine kill team. I've done a little bit of more work on them today. I got everybody like all oranged up, and I covered up any missing parts I did not hit with blue, and I started doing this guy's cloak in green, and I'm gonna keep going, moving up with colors, but this is the like square pattern I was thinking. Swampenheimer? Is that like Oppenheimer, but like my name? How's it going, Neo? But yeah, we're just gonna keep going up in those colors. Actually, I can switch and do this green that I'm doing the little spots in for the rest of the guns, but I want to keep going with the cloak. I want to get all the other colors down. I mean, I do enjoy the movie Oppenheimer, so I will not take it as a insult. We're doing okay. I'm dealing with Nurgle's sickness. I gotta get mine finished. I went to the tax office, like with my taxes, and then I got an email saying, like, oh, you got one more piece of paper, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta like go do that. Yeah, I don't want Nurgle to love me. Nurgle can stay away. I am an emperor-loving boy. I do not need Nurgle's rot. It can stay away. This is the second time I've been sick. This happened like one other time, I think, this winter. And it's about the same, just like a fever and no, the last one I had more achy bones. This one, no achy bones, but my nose is clogged. It's like last stream where I just kept blowing my nose and sneezing. Yeah, I was sick and I didn't realize it. So that was fun. But so all I'm doing right now is just making some like triangles or square shapes on the cloak. And I'm going from the base color of Angel Green. I have all but the brightest color in the Angel Green line. And I'm skipping. So I'm going from Angel Green to Green Skin to Wild Green. And then I'm going to use the other two as a blending color, or like my last colors. I want to get my highest, medium, no, my lowest, highest, and medium on. So that is what I am doing. But I hope everyone else is doing well and all that. Boop. Nice. Yeah, you're set up for a while there, Kurt. I was, actually talking about new stuff. I didn't realize they were coming out with a new night model and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want that night model, but I don't need it, but I want it. What's up, James? Hope you're doing well. It does. It reminds me of the Horus Heresy like knight, the one that's like the like physical shield and spear. Also, the combat patrols that are coming out for like the Red Corsairs, Night Lords, I think Eldar and the Kroot. I don't know much about the Eldar and Kroot, so I don't know if those are good. The Red Corsairs one I'm a little bit disappointed in, just from the general, like, models in it. Like, okay, you get the captain guy and then, like, the raiders, but then you get, like, the Beastmen kill team and a Rhino. So, I thought that was a little bit odd. The Night Lord one, I find, is better. I think you get, like, what is it, two sets of Legionnaires? Or it's, like, Chosen and the Legionnaires with a Rhino, and a Chaos Lord with Jump Pack. A little bit odd that you don't have a unit he can lead. I mean, if he can lead the other ones that without the jump pack, I guess that works, but I don't know. That seemed odd to me. So. But I'm like, I'm half tempted to get the Night Lord's Combat Patrol just because I think it looks cool. Because I am still getting their Legionnaire Kill Team box at some point. I gotta go grab that. And I kind of want to just grab it and let my friend borrow it. Be like, you know, sometimes if I want to run Chaos, this is the Chaos I want to run. The weird thing is, I don't like the Night Lords in general. I just am liking their color scheme. Is this the Peter Rock Armageddon kill team? No, this is just the Space Marine kill team that you can get from the starter box and all that. So I'm just going through and kind of painting these guys up in my custom Space Marine chapter. So I am taking it very slow. I'm just kind of doing... I'm trying something new with this sniper. Something I want to try with my other snipers at some point, but I don't know how it will look. It's not really working the way I hoped. You didn't know that you have a Tau Empire army? Like, just from the models in general, or you just didn't know that they were a faction in 40K? Oh, okay. So you don't really know what's like still in use and what's not in use anymore. From what I heard, 10th is quite different from how 9th and 8th was. I'm interested to see how 11th is going to go. But I'm a little bit sad to see, you know, they're already, in my mind, they're already switching to 11th. Because I've not been in this hobby that long in my mind, but I don't think I'm ready for it either. But it will be here sooner than we realize. But also, it doesn't... I mean, if you enjoy playing 10th, keep playing 10th, and that's what you and your friends will keep playing. I think it's only for, like, tournaments and stuff like that, where they really keep up to date with everything that's new. Talking about stuff that's new, has anyone been watching... I don't remember its name, but it's a new Game of Thrones TV show out. I just want to call it Dunk and Egg. You missed me painting this Kill Team Ando. That's what you missed. No, I will always say I don't think you missed anything important, and I feel like someone's going to correct me one of those days. Anyway, what was I talking about before? Oh, I think it's called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, but I just know it's like Dunk and Egg. Or Dunkin' and Egg. The show looks really good so far. I've been just seeing clips of it, and it's got me back into like researching Game of Thrones again and all that stuff, and like the amount of like lore that is in that universe and all that. You're not the only one. I am unwell currently. I'm fighting off an Nurgle's infection, and I'm a little bit loopy. I just realized I was loopy as soon as I started stream. Like, oh wow. Let me throw through a couple Fruit Loops. God, I'm putting all this work in for every single model, and I'm still gonna have one model left to fully paint. Like, I'll do all these steps on the one. I should have done it from the very beginning. But it's fine. I think it'll be fine. I'm looking at, like, I've experimented or tried something on all the models prior. And then now when I go do the captain, I would have been... I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, probably gotta do another layer of this wild green. Okay. Just to show that off, this is what I've been doing. Now I'm just going to go and use the other two colors I haven't used and just put it over it. Let's see, it is going to be Guardian Green. Favorite Primarch? I want to say the Lion, just because that's the one I've read up the most on. But I feel like Vulcan is also on the list of favorite Primarch. But I haven't really read any books involving him and all that. I'll admit, that's kind of the sad thing I've heard is there's no good Salamander books out there, and I kind of wish there was. At least it's what I've heard, there's no good ones. Like, I've listened to a couple short stories, and I'm like, wow, these are just not on par to, like, everything else I have listened to or read. And I wish that wasn't the case, because I think the Salamanders are a really cool chapter. I know they're not perfect, and, you know, no Space Marine chapter is meant to be perfect. I mean, it's 40k, it's meant to be grim and dark and uncaring, but I'd like there at least to be a little bit of hope in one chapter, or spread by one chapter at least. Those are my favorite books, when there's like a little bit of hope and I know they take it away. Ooh, that is a good question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I would say making sure to clean your brushes after every session is a big recommendation. And at least for the product that I use, I like to use it, clean the brush, all that, and then put that soap back on and use it like a brush wax to kind of give me a point back, and leave it overnight, and then clean it the next day or next time I'm going to use it, so that it, one, has that point on the brush, so for the next time I go to paint, it will be usable, hopefully. I feel like also a couple simple ones are don't do things that would damage your brush like normally. No, I am not painting the Exterminators. Someone actually mentioned them before. No, I'm doing my homebrew custom chapter. Good evening, Warhammer. Welcome to the stream. I don't know where you're located, Carter, and I apologize for this not looking too well. I've been doing other projects with it, but this is the brush soap I use. It's the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. There's just a bunch of wax on there, so I really like this product. I have an older, actually this is my older one, I think. No, my older one's in the kitchen, but it's a really good product. It actually has a little bit of tips and instructions on the bottom of it on how to use it and, you know, kind of clean your brush. Actually, something that someone taught me, or at least a GW employee taught me, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to use this brush here as an example. When you go and clean your brush, one, when you have the soap on, use your hand. You got a bunch of like little creases and like nooks and crannies that you can put your hand and kind of clean. So when I clean the brush, I have the soap and do a bunch of little circles in one spot here. And sometimes I do have to be a little bit forceful because the paint, if I haven't like painted or anything like that in a few days, I will get to the comments in a moment. I'm trying to stay focused. Bear with me. Yeah, using the creases and stuff like that of your hand to clean. And yeah, you might have to be a little bit forceful because the paint does bunch up. What's up, Mark? Good to see you here again. Yeah, and then again, like I said earlier, when using the brush soap and putting a point back on it, that's usually when I do that as well and let it sit. So that's my recommendation or some tips and stuff that I've learned. You're welcome. The models that I'm painting, so I bought a while ago the starter kit for Kill Team. I split it with someone. I took the Space Marines and all the actual like starting stuff with it, and that person took the Death Guard. So I'm painting the models that come in that kit. And I'm painting them as my own custom chapter. I call my chapter the Executioners of the Abyss. And I'm going through from there. I'm also experimenting a little bit. I'm seeing what will work better for my paint scheme and all that stuff. If doing a black base primer and then, you know, putting on white or gold will look better for colors. White works, but it makes everything look very matted, as the gold actually adds some more warmth and vibrancy to my my models. Ah, okay. No, I understand the confusion. I've actually never bought a exterminator squad. What else did I miss? I missed a couple things, didn't I? So you're starting a Dorman Heresy Imperial Fist army. Nice. Very nice. He says as he massacres a helpless Kit Kat bar. The new, did they get the new Night Lord models or the like Legionnaire kit one? Because I'm gonna be getting the Legionnaire kit one soon. I'll have to check out those models duo and so that, like, I'm assuming they're the old style of 40k models. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. How's it going, Andrew? Yeah, I'm getting the Nemesis Claws as well. Yeah, that Legionnaire kit. I saw them in the store and I'm like, I kind of want to paint up these models, and I think they'll look really good. I'm sure they're a very nice person. Andrew, there's a lot of new people here. Run. No, you're stuck here now. But, yeah, for those that are new, hello, my name is Swamp, or I guess you can also call me Chaz if you want. Sometimes when I have friends on, they will call me those. And, yeah, I try to paint Warhammer here. Warhammer isn't the only thing that I plan on doing here on the channel. I also want to get into prop making and film stuff, although I've really kind of focused more on the Warhammer than all that other stuff. And yeah, This is just a chill place where you can come and hang out and paint up your own minis or talk about whatever. And I'm just here. I'm just vibing. I'm just a silly little salamander dude sitting in his servitor machine, making those hands do all the movement that you see on screen. Yes, I have seen the new Knight models, or the new one coming out. I am very excited for it. It reminds me of the Lancer from the Horus Heresy Knights and all that stuff. I'm like, I want to get it, is what I'm boiling down to. Like, I want to buy that model when it comes out. Which, also, that being said, I have a exciting project that I'm going to be working on for myself. I've asked a couple friends for some paint scheme stuff for models, and I'm going to be painting some models in those 3 colors they told me. I asked for 3 colors. They gave me 3 colors so I could experiment and try something new. And I can already tell that I'm going to regret it. Do I have any tips for getting a clean gold on a black primer? I was gonna say brown. Someone recommended brown for a color. Actually, I will grab the model that I tested it on. So this Knight model here, I did like some parts of his leg in just a straight gold on black, and then I did one other side with either yellow or brown. I think I did brown. And it actually helped quite a bit. I didn't have to do a second layer of gold on top of the black. Yes, I have a little knight army that I'm slowly building as well. Ooh, that's an interesting color. How much is the gold on the model? Like, how much of it is going to be gold? Because if it would save you time, you could also just put gold primer on the model. Like, do black and then gold on top, but... Oh, yeah, I got a few Knight models now. I got 2 armatures, which I've painted up, and I can certainly grab those to show them off here in a sec. And then I got myself my first ever Knight model. Well, I did buy one, and it's still in a kit, but my first fully built and painted Knight model I bought from my local game store. It was for sale for $100. And I'm like, I'm grabbing that because that is cheaper than any... It's cheaper than any other... It's cheaper than buying a Knight box, is what it boils down to. Because, like, I think Knights are like, what? Almost $200, something like that? Also, because... I think because Ando said mouse, I am going to put... Where is he? Oh, there he is. We're going to put mouse on. Mouse is now here. Is that in US or is that UK? I'm gonna check that real quick. Because I'm based in the US. Warhammer 40K. Here in the US, they are 195. God damn, there are some that are expensive as hell. But goddamn, do they look cool. Yeah, the next 3 nights I want to get all are 215 each. So that is a hell of a price point. All good, Ando. I was like, oh, well, you know what? I'll bring out Mouse. Oh, yeah. The price hike here in the US, it went up a bit. And the 3 that I want to get next are, I think besides 1, there are 2 melee knights. And then there's like 1 ranged knight. Why are you eyeing them? You don't need to eye them. There's no biomass there for you to get, Ando. Leave them alone. I'm too sick to be dealing with your biomass stuff. I can't get the spray bottle. For context, Ando is a Tyranny player. Oh, hello, Rory. Hello, Bean. What are you doing? The dog decided to bust in. I feel like I missed a lot of stuff that was being said. I know Tyler said something about the Far Sight and other Tau stuff. Andrew. Your next paint scheme is from Battletech box set. You're making the Wolverine mech in a color scheme of the Zaku 2, as they look similar and both have the same role of grunt mechs. Huh. That sounds interesting and cool. Let me get my second layer of paint. God, I distract myself so much that the paint actually dries. What would be a good battlefield role for a mid-sized knight? Kep. I got the big War Dog box in the summer, and you picked up an Adominus shortly after. Otherwise, you've got yourself 2 Armigers and a Dominus. That's not a bad list. Let's see. They said you're using 2 types of gold. All metal is Balthazar gold with Army Painter Greedy gold. And you use Polymorph green for the leather and cape, etc. Ooh. I was going to say, would doing something like this to your AdMech help you at all, duos? So, like, this is, I based in black and then I hit with the Greedy Gold primer on top. If this would help you at all, with, like, your painting and stuff, that's fine. But if you're doing, like, little small technical stuff, then don't do this. But I just wanted to throw that suggestion out there. Ah, okay. I understand. And the dog has left. I think greedy gold is like my favorite form of gold. When I do when I actually do gold on my models, that's the one I go for. I think that is that. No, I think that's understandable on what you're saying. Okay, I got one more green to throw on. They could be or just chilling, or they might have just left. People are free to do what they want, Ando. We all have free will. I mean, you might also just scare them off with the whole, like, biomass and consuming part, because, like, that is a lot to, like, tell someone when they're brand new to a community. So, Ando is a Tyranid player, and they really like playing up the idea of being a Tyranid. So, they talk about turning my little mouse model and stuff into biomass for Tyranid. So, when no one has context for what he's talking about, it's really weird. But it's just, I think it started once when I left to go to the bathroom. They got the entire chat to just start spamming biomass in the comments. Yeah, we are going to do. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people when they're new here, they need context for like a lot of kind of like jokes that are being said. I gotta sneeze. I think I do. Maybe I don't. Depends how often you guys meet up and play 40K. It's kind of just up to you. Like, if you... I'm going to throw it back at you. If you think getting 1,000 points is worth it, then I'd say yes. But if you both are okay with keeping it very small and casual, then no. Most of 40K stuff is... It runs better or makes... Yeah, I from what I've heard... I haven't experienced this, but it runs better at like 2,000 points. I don't think that's true. I think the game all depends how you play. I think I'm losing track. Let's stay focused. Depends on how much you play is the main thing. And how... often. And if there's other models that you want to get for your armies as well. That's the other thing. I don't know. I've not played Age of Sigmar. I think... I don't know. I have fun when it is 1,000 to... Like, 1,000 points smaller is when I kind of have fun with 40K. Even though I do like playing at 2,000 point. Like, I enjoy playing all of the different ones. It is an investment. Or not really investment. It is a big, like, money dip. If you want to keep, or if you like want to go to like your local game store and like play with other people, I think they are more apt to play at 1,000 too. So, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but that's my answer. Yeah. Also, talking about Age of Sigmar, I want to try Spearhead because I've heard that's like relatively fun. And there are a lot of cool and unique armies for Spearhead and everything. That'd be fun to try. I wonder if I'm adding too many colors. I have the Seraphon one that I've built a few models in. But if I was to get another one, either the... Oh, I can't remember their name. Yeah, the Stormcast half of the Scaventide box, or just the Stormcast box in general, or one of the Undead Spearhead boxes as well, is also on my list of Spearhead boxes that I want to get. I feel like I need to thin this down a little bit. I don't even promote myself like that on stream. I appreciate it, Ando. But you don't have to do that. God, that's funny. Add another layer there. I feel like I've kind of made just a big mess here. It doesn't look as good as I hoped. Okay, so that is the back. It is a bit haphazard. Doesn't look as good as I thought it would. But I'm going to leave it be for now and just go from there. I don't believe that. I don't think Gilliman is in that list. You know who else is not in that list? Lionel Johnson. He's not in that list. Stay Imperial. But to be honest, anyone on that list? Anyone on that list, I have some very choice words I want to say, but I will not say on stream. But oh boy, do I wish I could. Thanks, Andrew. I'm going to let it sit and see how I feel about it later. I don't have the energy to get into that topic. Nor do I want to. Wait, what? How do you pronounce that? Neopolantic miniatures? I have never heard... Like, my first thought when you say that is, like... Napoleon and stuff like that? Like, those type of miniatures? But I don't feel like that's what you're talking about. I feel like you're talking about another company or brand. Oh, yeah, I have seen some stuff before with those. They do seem cool. I'm assuming it's like the World War I tank stuff like that, or is it more like the like Revolutionary War style models and everything? Okay. Oh, okay, so it is like that colonial period and everything. Wait, really? YouTube's blocking that game system? Oh! Huh. I'll have to check it out. Can I actually take off his arm? Oh, I can. Sweet. I forgot that these are a push fit model. So that will help me here. Oh, I think I did see some, like... It might have been Yogg's Cast or something that I saw, like, clips of them playing that game. I thought it was just, like, models they got from, like, the toy store and stuff, and they were just trying to reenact that. Well, that's really cool. I might have to check that out. I am a fan of that time period of history. Oh. Well, that's cool. I'll definitely have to check it out. Actually, why don't I even put them on the base if I can just take off their arms that are holding the guns? Okay. I'm sure there's like a war game for like every time period in history, which I find that really cool that like a lot of people want to, you know, reenact those style battles, but not like, actually even in person. Well, people going to reenactments and stuff I think are really cool. I think I want to go to a reenactment once in my life. uh... If not, that feels like 40K really has just kind of like taken over the entire wargaming sphere. It's yeah. We'll just go and get. I've never seen War of the Worlds. Was it any good? I do know there was a like remake one in like the 2000s. But I never saw the original. I never saw any of them. I feel like I should. Do. True. That's very true. I could just go to my local library and just get the book and read it. That's all I wanted for green. Yeah, there we go. I wonder how well the aliens from, like, the War of the Worlds would do in the 40K universe. Would they get friggin' hosed? Or would they actually, like, stand a bit of a chance? I don't think they would stand a chance. Honestly, actually putting any, like, sci-fi faction in a 40K, and they're not going to last very long. Yes, which that feels like a big oversight to the aliens. Like, you're invading a planet and you don't realize that you can't breathe the atmosphere of the planet you're invading. Like, you'd think you would have had. Now, I do know they're in these walkers and all that stuff. just like have a suit on top. Like even if your thing gets breached, have a suit that you know will not get breached. No, I understand it's the bacteria and the viruses, which that's a problem that when we go to other planets and they have life, that's what we have to deal with. We're going to planets that will have viruses and bacteria that we're not accustomed to. Are you playing like Stellaris or something there, Ando? Yeah. Oh, FTL. I mean, that's true. Very true. And I mean, that could be an oversight that we might not be able to, like, overcome as well. Or, like, that, or that's an oversight that we could have as well, is what I mean. Not that we couldn't overcome it. Like, oh yeah, I forgot that we got bacteria and viruses on other planets and we can't, you know, live with them. Which I guess another thing we're gonna have to, like, figure out is if we go to other planets, is our body is full of parasites that are actually beneficial to us. And if we leave this planet, we wouldn't be able to survive, to my knowledge, which is not very much on it, to be honest. We wouldn't be able to survive very long without these other parasites. So we have to, like, find some way to also, like, have those on ships and stuff, and just be, like, things that we deal with. Am I being called? Yeah. That's actually a really good point, or a really good example. I think there are some countries that if you're traveling to, you need to take this vaccine or, like, whatnot, because you'll, if you know, get bitten by a certain thing or catch that bacteria, it's really dangerous for your body. Like, you could die unless you get the vaccine. I think, like, a lot of South American countries and Middle Eastern countries is the case. Maybe even I don't know. Those are just the first ones that come to the top of my head. I want to say like Asia is another one, but honestly Africa is like a perfect example. Is that like enough to be convincing? Maybe. Can I pop off his arm to actually paint as well? Yes, I can. Cool. You know, now I'm thinking about it, that is something that they have to deal with probably a lot in 40K, and we never hear about it. But like, you're a imperial peasant, not that imperial peasant would, but you're traveling to another planet to go like settle it or whatever. They're not gonna vaccinate the people that are like going there to settle it for the first time and all that stuff. They're gonna say screw it, let them die, and the ones that survive will be the ones that like populate it. We'll just keep sending people until people stop dying. Out of laziness, I also want to leave his gun gold, but I'm not going to. I am going to paint it green. Ugh. Yes. Like really, that's true. The people that can actually like afford that stuff are the ones that will get it, and everyone else will just have to suffer. I think I've said this before, but I never want to be born into the 40K universe. And I think that should be a no-brainer. If there's anyone that actually ever says they do want to be born into the Warhammer universe, like the 40K one, they need to get checked, like mentally. There is no possible reason that you would ever want to be living in that universe. There is no positive that would convince me whatsoever of that being the case. Hmm. I mean, BattleTech is just our world up until like what, the 80s or something. Like when the game was first created, there were still certain things that like they thought would still be around but are not around anymore. Like there's some company names and stuff like that that are just no longer around, or even events that are not even named. I don't have a lot of BattleTech knowledge. I only have like one or two videos that I've ever seen on it that I have for like my entire knowledge base of BattleTech. Uh, yeah, that's definitely a group I would not want to be a part of. And is that for guns? I think that's it for the guns. Chinese Starship Trooper. That is 3 words I never thought I'd see put together. Okay, some other universes that I would not want to be born into is the Helldiver universe or Starship Trooper. Those are bad. They're not as bad as like some of the other ones talked about, but like, no thank you. If I don't join the military, I'm not a part of like the voting citizen class. Like, no. I'm not gonna be for that. Holy crap. I think I am just at my metallic stuff now and doing a lot of touch-up fine-tuning. Oh, boy. do it. I can make it through. Could I? Yeah, I could. But I'm going to put these back. Yeah, we'll put all these back. And I need cobalt and gunmetal. I think just those two for now. I think just those two. It is going to be really finicky, but I'm gonna just throw down a little, just a little dab. Just a little dabby dab. Feels like I got a piece of popcorn or something stuck on my nostril, but I know there's not. It is just pressure. I hate that so much. We'll do you. And I gotta be very careful here. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, how bad are the taxes in BattleTech? Like, what is the tax economic in BattleTech like? Every 10 years they go into a civil war? You'd think they would have come up with a better system so that that wouldn't happen. Unless it's planned so that, like, oh, we keep this much peace, and then, like, when we need to do more, we need to throw more money into research for, I don't know, this particular army thing. Not army, like field of science, or I can't remember the name. A common meme to the faction is the greatest enemy of the Free World League is the Free World League, but glory to them. Okay, can I actually get to his chest? I don't think I can. I'm gonna... No, I don't want to pop him off the base. I want to take off his arm. Okay, there we go. I mean, that makes sense. They're all different planets and stuff that have their own goals and stuff they want to get done. So it's not a nation. It's more like the UN from the way it sounds. Like, it's the UN, or I guess the US Congress as well. But supposedly with Congress, they're supposed to work as one group, but I don't know if that's really the case. Okay, I will say here, being able to take off his hands and stuff like that, really useful to be able to get a look at that chest Aquila. And then I don't have to worry about damaging the paint on the inside. And that way I know it's actually on there. I'm going to take off your arm and do that first. I do apologize for not being so chatty. I don't have really a lot of energy to be chatty right now. I know I need to stream, but I kind of just like want to vibe, lay in bed and scroll on YouTube is how I'm feeling, but I want to be here. I do also want to be here and do all that stuff. Do I create any lore for my models? Yes, I do. Sometimes I just come up with the lore beforehand. But a lot of times when I play games, that's when I get inspired the most for either making lore for the chapter or a certain character. Or not even character, but just model. An example being one of my early-ish games of 40K. It was a 3v3, and I ran with a Infernus squad, a Hellblaster squad, and a Redemptor Dreadnought. And the Infernus squad gets pretty much entirely wiped except for one model, which then I have run away to try and meet up with the rest of his squad, or I want him actually to get on this tower objective that was just in the middle of the board. So it's like, if I get there, that is my win. I don't care about anything else. So in my head, I made lore for this one Infernus Marine who survived and later on became a sergeant, but survived the massacre of his entire squad. Another time that lore was created during a game, which was during a Crusade game. My Redemptor Dreadnought, I called him Big Jim. Or his name is Big Jim. And I think, I used to think that nice. Blade Guard are one of my favorite models, if not the favorite model for me. They are fun to build and fun to paint, and for me, have that full Space Marine vibe that I like. Well, thank you. Wow, we got a lot of new people coming in. Stern card are really cool as well. Actually, I should get together and see if I can do a first company game at some point. Oh, is it a helmet that you can wear? That'd be so cool. Nice to hear, Jason. Yeah, to all the new people, welcome to the stream. My name is Swamp or Chaz, either one works. And yeah, I am currently working on the kill team that you get in the starter box. I am painting them in my own custom Space Marine Chapters colors. And yeah, I'm also kind of experimenting. Yeah, I'm kind of experimenting to see if doing a white Zenithal would work better for my army, or if doing a gold Zenithal would work better for my army's color scheme. And I have come to a conclusion. The chapter name is the the Executioners of the Abyss. Executioners of the Abyss is the name of the chapter. Um, they are... They technically have 2 color schemes. Every color scheme from 2nd to 10th is this orange, blue, and black color scheme here to show them off. And anyone that is in first company, I stole this color scheme off of another homebrew chapter. And they are that homebrew chapter was a Dark Angel successor chapter. And I'm like, I like that scheme. I'm stealing it. They are full black armor with blue cloth and trim and silver for all the metallic parts. So yeah, that is my color schemes. Oh, nice. Was it the blind box one? I want to get those models just to have them, but I don't think they're... I'm not going to go out there and buy each one individually. But yeah, my guys here are a mix of my 4... I feel like a lot of people are missing the rare one. If you want to get the rare one, you pretty much have to, like, buy a whole box from what I hear and open it and be okay with, like, the duplicates and stuff. But, no, my chapter is a mix between Dark Angels, Salamanders, Space Wolves, and a 4th hidden one. And I know that's a lot of mixed in, all that stuff. I've come up with lore reasons why each one of those are in there after the fact, but I just wanted to mix in my 4 favorite original Space Marine legions or chapters into one Space Marine chapter, which I get to play as. If it wasn't so much, I'd buy both Fist and Dark Angel. Oh, the helmets. You really liked Arcs of Omen. Oh, I do. I want to get Arcs of Omen at some point. Especially that line one and just read it and all that stuff. You're working on slowly assembling your fully kit bash and customized kill team for your chapter. You'll run it with the basic rules, but your first guy that you've ever done is it's a librarian. Nice. The pretty basic models though. Kind of regret it, but yet to paint my full army using them as practice. Fair enough. All the audiobooks available on YouTube. Cool. Brown, all I would recommend is literally simple green. If I want to strip models, I put them in this mason jar that's full of simple green. I let them sit overnight. I then take a toothbrush, which I have right here, if I can get to it, and I just scrub the hell out of them and try to get as much as I can. That is my thing. I've heard some people use different stuff, but it is always... Yeah, you can try... You can try that. I know the risk with that is melting your models. here about that. Oh, Lions of the Forest is an amazing book. That was actually my first ever Warhammer audiobook. Actually, first ever Warhammer book I listened to was Lionel Johnson's Son of the Forest. Such a good book. I listened to it a second time and like a few months ago, and still thought it was good. Learning a lot of information here. I do apologize if I'm not super chatty and stuff. I am dealing with Nurgle sickness, and it's made me low energy. And I'm trying my best, but I'm also tired, is what I'll say. I'm mostly tired. And I sound like... I don't know, I sound stuffed. All my sinuses are stuffed and my brain is a little foggy. Why is that not... Ah, that's why. That's tough to hear, Tyler, that the author of those books are not portraying the Tau in a good light. Did you win? Did you truly win? Or was there another problem that the Imperium had to deal with? Okay. Sure. You can have that one there, Tyler. I was talking about another character's lore earlier. I don't remember who asked about the character lore questions and all that stuff. Come on. There. I probably shouldn't, but should I leave his hand gold? I feel like that'd be kind of funny, just give him a golden hand. Honestly, moments like this is when I'm also kind of weirdly coming up with lore for all my models. Like, if it's a special kit bash, like, why... I mean, I don't have to paint that much gold. I'm just talking about his metallic hand, which is already prime gold. I just gotta do the bottom part gold as well. I don't find gold that much of a problem, to be honest. I used to actually enjoy... Well, I used... That being said, I do have a Custodes army, and I enjoy painting that all gold. But I found a way to make it quick and easy for me. You still could be, Endo. You still could be. You can always buy some Tau models. And then slowly, very slowly, have a couple of your Tyranid stuff infect them. How's it going, Atrox? That would be interesting. I mean, that's doable. You joined and heard Tau. So, actually talking about, because I'm assuming you're saying gold helmets for the fact of, like, captains and sergeants and all that. I do something different than the codex for sergeants and everything. For sergeants, I paint a orange stripe going over one of the eyes on the helmet, and that represents a sergeant. A lieutenant is an orange and black stripe over both eyes, and a captain gets 2 black stripes over their eyes. Actually, I'm going to grab... I think I have it. I do. This is my reference sheet that I'm talking about for my Space Marines. I'm going to grab my paintbrush here. So, regular helmet, no colors, anything like that. Sergeants, like I said, they get 1 stripe over... To me, this is the right eye, but it's actually the left eye if it was, like, in combat. And then 1 orange stays on the left, and then it goes black on the right, and then it goes to 2 orange stripes if it's a captain. So, Battle Brother, Sergeant, Lieutenant, Captain. And that is how I do my helmets. At least I try to. Fair enough. Everyone does something different. Yeah, that's the 3rd time you see it. Yeah, because it's an easy reference. I can pull it up and just kind of show people. I saw that. I forgot to comment. I thought that looked amazing. I really liked what you did with that. Okay, and we're going to put that there. Well, I think you succeeded. God. think. For the eyes, I can see that, but I wanted to throw in my, like, 3 favorite colors. And those colors are blue, orange, and green, so it's why I did green for the eyes. Don't think there's really a lot more on this guy. It is, I will say, a little bit off throwing on this guy. I really didn't know what would work for the cloak at all. Like, if I did just straight black, then I don't know, that would have felt a little bland. So I wanted to just throw green on and see how it looked, and I'm okay with it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. Yeah, fair. It is probably, or it is a little off-putting with the guns. Let's take... Oh, nope. What? Oh, because it pins into the chest there. And we're just doing a pure, like, black work for the gun more. Because I feel like the green works a bit, or quite a bit for it. But I could just try doing, like, a pure black all over the gun and see how it goes. Oh, sweet, I can't pop that off. I'm glad you guys can keep yourself entertained. I'll try it. I'll give it a try. I do try to do a glow effect for the eyes to begin with. But I will see what I can do in the future for the guns and everything. I'm trying to work on glow effect a little bit. I kind of cheat a little bit and use a speed paint when it comes to glow effects. Ah. Hey, Table, how's it going? Did you see the Night Lord's Comet Patrol? Is that why you're thinking about it? There. Blake was giving some suggestions on what I could do differently with my models. They suggest that I don't do green for the guns because it kind of clashes a little bit. And then I said that I use speed paint, or at least a green speed paint, for the eyes. Where is he? There he is. response table. Okay. You go there and there. Table language. Please try not to swear here. Can I? Well, that's not what I expected to happen. I forgot that's how it went together, but I... And... How's it going, Jake? Hope you're doing well this evening. Well, the original Dark Angels colors was black, red, and tan. Black, silver, and red? Okay, my bad. Well, I know they had, like, the cloth on them, and they were... Yeah, that tanny color. I almost went with painting, like, Horus Heresy Dark Angels as my army, like, doing the Redeemers. I thought about doing that, but then the issue is I don't like the color red. Red is not a color I enjoy. So then I found like, oh, the Seraphim of the Abyss, and then I'm like, you know, I really want a color scheme that matches like what I like, and yeah. Nah, you're good, Tyler. Everyone's entitled to what they like. Oh yeah, I can't spell worth a damn for me, so I'm not too concerned with typos. Something that I'm trying to do to help me spell. I don't like red. Red is a. There's very few things that I like that are red. I like apples and cherries. Like, those are reds that I like. But red, to me, is a color of, like, anger, and it's mostly associated with anger. And I believe that if you, like, wear or surround yourself in a certain color, that will be your personality. Every time I've worn red or had like red on my body, I get angry or more frustrated easily, so I stay away from the color in general. I'm trying to expose myself to it a little bit more and like use the color a lot more and be okay with it, because if I refuse to use red all the time, it does limit quite a bit on like what I can use. Not really. Is that true? I will say for the Tau, you made it up. I'd be like, wow, that kind of explains my whole color fixation on it, but the newest like Tau models that are going to be released, like the twins and stuff, I like their color scheme. I think that's a really cool color scheme. I would try to do a Tau army like that. Night Lords are artistic, so it counts. Sure, table. Sure. All of them. Jake is ready to go to war against France. I will say for one of the projects, I have to paint a model in black, red, and that rainbow metallic color that you see on like cheap tactical knives. Like, if you know what I mean. I also have to figure out how to make royal purple, bubblegum pink, and coral orange work for our color scheme. And I think the easiest one out of the next three I have to do is brown, sky blue, and green. I'm like, I already have a way I'm going to make that work. I mean, I could try. I don't work with inks or other metallics like that. I'm just going to try working with the paints that I have. Look in the channel description. That is not true. Do not listen to Jake. Sounds like you need percent million for the effect. Probably. What I'm going to do for most of it... Okay. I wanted to wait for a video to say this, but those colors are going on 3 knight models. And the colors I had 3 friends pick out. So I'm going to do most of the painting with an airbrush to save myself time and all that stuff. And go from there. So yeah, I'm going to have 3 more knight models to my army. And they're gonna look terrible. I already know they're gonna look bad, but I'm going in and gonna try to do the best I can. Down to the art. Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting. I like the color scheme. But yeah, I do... At some point, I gotta find, like, an army, which I think that's why I like the knights. The knights are kind of getting me out of my comfort zone of painting differently. Because this doesn't mean I can't paint in red. Like, I have this knight that I've done green and red. And I liked how he turned out. And I can do more like him. Although, I will say... This knight right here, I'm a lot more of a fan of. But that's just because I like the blue and yellow combo a lot more. The Mantis Warriors do have a cool color scheme. Okay. I just finished up all those metallics. Now it's just the gunmetal, which I really only think is a couple spots. I do gotta do some more touch-up stuff, but... I think I'm gonna call it here. And I'm gonna go get some rest. It is a shorter stream, and I apologize about that, but... I'm just gonna go get some rest. And probably drink some tea. Probably take a shower to try and clear my nose, but who knows. Anyway... I got a little spiel that I'm going to do, but no, I'll skip most. Well, I'll skip part of it. If you want to see more stuff, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and see more stuff that I post in the future. If you want to be a part of the community and all that, I have a Discord. It's completely free. It's not just Warhammer, even though it has kind of just turned into Warhammer. I plan on doing other craft stuff there, and I want to see what other people are making. I want to see what you guys are making. You guys make some amazing stuff I've seen. But with that being said, I want you guys to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.